They are now walking with the sun in their faces. They, the woods and the reed beds, are all suffused by a summer warmth that has broken through in spring. A solar lucidity of sky and river. Bordsey Manor is in the woods behind them. In front, the low hexagonal form of another pillbox fortification, half filled with silt from the river. A week before, they had watched Picnic at Hanging Rock. A film that dares to be about disappearance and ultimate scandal in the male-dominated world, the disappearance of extraordinary women. A film that, with Joan Lindsay's novel, from which it is very closely drawn, is a full escape toward the libidinally charged planetary thresholds of the unknown. Here there is neither a refusal of the anomalous outside of human reality, the refusal intrinsic to the dominant, blocked form of modernism, and nor, as with M.R. James's Demons, is there an outside which is populated by elements from obscure regions of the religious dimension that modernism primarily leaves behind. In 1968, Lindsay projects her wrenchingly enigmatic summer events back to the start of the 20th century, just as L.P. Hartley had done a few years before with the Norfolk summer of the go-between. However, Lindsay has broken free from the dogmatic dreams and nightmares of religion, whereas Hartley's eerie summer is to a small extent still trapped in the grim orbit of the M.R. James stories. Events in the go-between partly turn around the boy protagonist's improvised, occult language curses. And curses are fundamental in M.R. James, as with the casting of the runes, and in particular with A Warning to the Curious, where 3 long-buried East Anglian royal crowns have been protected by a curse that fatally brings a demon to anyone who digs up one of the crowns. Now they set off along a series of tiny lanes, going northwest. They pass a pillbox by the road, and then another, the second one guarding the place where a side road comes up from the sea. It is on the opposite side of the road, barely visible amongst undergrowth that has grown up around it. The halcyon calm of these war ruins leads them to the idea of a derelict Felixstowe container port in summer. Buckling, partly collapsed mountains of containers, covered in vines and small plants, buddleia flowering on the summits, a fox trotting past through thickets of willow herb and blackberry, thistledown drifting through the canyons. The villages they walk through are basking in sunlight. There is very little traffic on the road. In one village, they walk through the sound of drums being played loudly by a young boy in the garden of his house. It is like a scene from The Swimmer, the Burt Lancaster film that shows sunlit acute dislocation hidden behind a loss of memory. A little later, they pass a forecourt with a collection of vintage cars. They come to another village, arriving at a crossroads with a pub and a single shop. They buy food, then walk into a new terrain of fields and hedges. No one in sight. The eerie is an incursion of the unknown into a silence, an emptiness, a gap. The emptiness can be an expanse of wilderness in midday sunlight, or it can be a derelict city industrial estate at night. The unknown can be the unknowable, whether the horrific or the numinous aspect of the unknowable, or it can be that whose intent and nature can come to be known, even if it is a new kind of entity or a new dimension of reality. The unknown which is knowable. It could be hostile or friendly, and it could be hostile with intent to stalk and attack for whatever reason, or friendly with intent to observe and then make contact. Or it could be totally uninterested.